Good morning, third grade. Welcome back. Happy Monday. It's so great to have you back in the music room. Speaking of the music room, I am back in the music room. So us teachers are back in the building. Happy to have my space back and my good old piano. Got some leaves behind me. Our friend up there is just taking a nap. He's kind of sleepy. He didn't go to bed until really late last night. So welcome back. We have some new stuff. We're going to review some things. And let's get started. Let's get the screen all prepped. All right. So, as always, let's have a little warm up. Let's get our minds prepared, our bodies prepared for music. I would like you to please clap and say this pattern. So, I got a beat for you. Please clap and say the pattern. 1, 2, clap and go. One more time, please clap and say. Say it after me and ready, go. Ta, ta. Say it after me and ready, go. Ta, ta. Try this one by yourself. Here you go. One more time and by yourself. Nice job, third grade. Say it after me. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Say it after me, please, third grade. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Last one by yourselves. Ready, go. 1 and a 2, and here you go. After me, please, third grade. Ta, ti, 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 ta. Ta, ti, 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 ta. Awesome job, everyone. So good. We are all ready. We have our rhythms. We were moving. We were grooving. So last week, we learned that the syllable that goes in between me and do is re. And re is right there. I'm going to go ahead and circle re. Re is right there. So re, if you were showing it with your hand, re is sort of like me, only it tips upward and re points towards the sky. Kind of like a sun ray is how I think about it. So can you please sing and sign after me? Re, re, do. Do, re, do. Do, re, mi. Mi, mi, re, do. Do, mi, do. Do, mi, so. So, la, so. So, la, do. Do, re, do. Nice. So that is our re. We know that if do is on a line, mi is on the line above it, like how we have here. But if I were to include re, we know that re goes in between mi and do. If do is on a line and mi is on a line, re would have to go inside the space. So re would be inside of space 1, 2. And we know that if do is on the line, mi is on a line, re is in the space between them. So third grade, if I put do on line 3, and if I put mi on line 4, I'm going to delete this do because we really don't need him. If I put do on a line and mi on a line, where would re need to go? Yeah, in the space between them. If I put do on line 1 and mi on line 2, where would re be? Yeah, re would need to go in the space between them. Awesome job. Can you please sing do, re, mi? Do, do, do. You got it. Perfect. All right, everybody, I have a new song for you. That's why it says new song. All right, I have a new song for you. Go ahead and keep the beat with me with snaps or crabs. This is a longer song, so I need you to put on your listening ears and get ready. All right, get your snaps. My turn first. Great big house in New Orleans, 40 stories high. Every room that I've been in filled with pumpkin pie. Went down to the old mill stream to fetch a pail of water. Put one arm around my wife, the other around my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, fare thee well, my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, with the golden slippers on her. Now I'm going to bring you back to me just so you can see me a little bit easier and you're not just looking at me on a very small square. So I'm going to sing them again, and I want you to listen for where the house is. The house is in a particular place. I want you to listen for where the house is. Get your snaps or your crabs. Great big house in New Orleans, 40 stories high. Every room that I've been in filled with pumpkin pie. Went down to the old mill stream to fetch a pail of water. Put one arm around my wife, the other around my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, fare thee well, my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, with the golden slippers on her. If you heard where the house was, go ahead and tell me. Where's the house? Yes, it was in New Orleans. New Orleans is in the state of Louisiana. Good, so we know where the house is. I want you to listen for what the house is filled with. And if you already know, don't say it. Let's get a different beat pattern. Let's do sort of like a tap. You can tap on your legs. You just can't see my legs where I would be tapping this. So I'm going to tap them on my shoulders. All right, listen for what the house is filled with. Great big house in New Orleans, 40 stories high. Every room that I've been in filled with pumpkin pie. Went down to the old mill stream to fetch a pail of water. Put one arm around my wife, the other around my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, fare thee well, my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, with the golden slippers on her. What was the house filled with? What, friends, was the house filled with? I got my best friend my coffee. Yes, it was filled with pumpkin pie, which, funny enough, next week is Thanksgiving. And what kind of pie do people eat? Sometimes. I'm more of an apple pie person, but what kind of pie do some people eat on Thanksgiving? Pumpkin pie. Ho-ho. Look at me go. Put it in some Thanksgiving things. All right, listen for what the pail is filled with. There's a pail, which another name for a pail is a bucket. Listen for what the pail is filled with. Great big house in New Orleans, 40 stories high. Every room that I've been in filled with pumpkin pie. Went down to the old mill stream to fetch a pail of water. Put one arm around my wife, the other around my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, fare thee well, my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, with the golden slippers on her. What was the pail filled with? Water. Exactly. The pail is filled with water because she went down to a stream, which another stream is like a creek, and they're filled with water because little fishies go swimming in them. All right. 2 more questions. Second to last question is, who did I put my arm or my arms around? So who did I put my arms around, and what kind of slippers are in the song. So who did I put my arms around? What kind of slippers are in the song? Now this is a little bit trickier because you have to think of two answers. You're fishing and listening for two answers. So who did I put my arms around? What kind of slippers? If you already know, don't say it yet. All right, let's see. Let's do our beat pattern. Let's do that. Oh, I have a good one. So we're going to do 2. Match this with me. Great big house in New Orleans, 40 stories high. Every room that I've been in filled with pumpkin pie. Went down to the old mill stream to fetch a pail of water. Put one arm around my wife, the other around my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, fare thee well, my daughter. Fare thee well, my darling girl, with the golden slippers on her. Okay, so second to last question was, who did I put my arms around? Go ahead and say it if you caught the answer. Put one arm around my wife. My wife. The other around my daughter. So in the song, you put your arm around your wife, you put your arm around your daughter. And with that, and we have fare thee well, my darling girl, fare thee well, my daughter, fare thee well, my darling girl, with the golden slippers. Nice. All right, so 3rd grade. Next time I see you, we are going to be learning that entire song from beginning to end. This gave you an opportunity to listen to the whole thing a whole bunch of times because it is really long. Now, as I am pulling up your assignment. So for this week, you need to watch Miss Smith's entire lesson video as you normally do. You will need to click mark as done. The last thing, if I can find this, is that you will need to identify specific solfege examples. Now, I believe I created this. So you will need to identify specific solfege examples. You'll need to identify some re's, do's, and mi's, just like how we were doing in our warm-up. It will look something like this. Before we identify do, mi, so, there may be some re's in there, there may be some so's. So it will look something like this, where it will be a Google slide, and you will need to type, click, and type either do, mi. This is not re, but for example, if you had re, then you would need to type re. So do, re, and mi are the only 3 that you need to identify. So hope everybody had a fun time. You got to listen to a new song with some pumpkin pie. Now I'm hungry. So I hope everybody has a wonderful Monday. Don't forget, we do have office hours today at 3 p.m. So if you are available, if you are around, pop in so I can see you and we can have some fun doing some music things. So office hours today at 3. Remember your assignment for this week. Watch the video, do the Google slide so you can identify your solfege. Click mark as done so that I know you did everything. All right, 3rd grade, I will see you hopefully today at 3. If not, I will see you next week, Monday. All right, everyone, have a great day.